Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.
Hi, a very warm welcome to this special episode of Coffee and Crypto. I'm Arun Singh and I'm coming to you from the crypto hotspot of our country, Bengaluru. The weather is quite pleasant, and if you are stuck anywhere in Karnataka where there are heavy rains, my prayers are with you. But here at this moment, the weather seems to be quite pleasant, and this is definitely not a weather update segment. We're talking about crypto. Of course, there'll be big stories of the week in the show, there'll be discussions, and then our experts will also be taking your questions. But what brings me here in Bengaluru? So there's a hackathon going on which is called Building Future Cities. We are here to cover that. What are they doing in that? They are developing blockchain protocols or ideas which can enable our cities to function in a smart way. CoinSwitch, which is a crypto exchange platform, they are organizing it in association with Startup Karnataka, which is the state government's initiative to fuel startups in the city. And CoinSwitch also happens to be our partner for this show as well. So we'll get you highlights of the show, of the event that is happening, but there'll be other segments as well, as I mentioned. And now let's give you big stories of the week, starting with the big Solana hack. And of course, if we call it the Solana hack, a lot of Solana lovers will get offended because they have also talked about how the wallet was responsible, and of course that's Slope. So around 8,000 crypto wallets on the Solana network have been drained out of around $8 million. That comes to 63 crore rupees. The hack, although, has only impacted the hot wallets, which are the online ones. And Solana developers have advised the community members to switch from hot wallets to cold or hardware wallets as a preventive measure. I'm going to read their tweet. It appears affected addresses were at one point created, imported, or used in Slope mobile wallet application. See, that's the mobile wallet that I was also talking about. And then they go on to say there is no evidence the Solana protocol or its cryptography was compromised. So those on Slope were hugely affected. Moving on to the next story, the cross-chain token bridge Nomad was exploited on Monday. This led to the protocol losing all of its funds. The total value of cryptocurrency lost to the attack totaled near $200 million. What are cross-chain bridges, you ask? Well, you can send and receive tokens between different blockchains, and that is where they bridge it. They bridge the gap, and hence they're called cross-chain bridges. Moving on to the next story, of course, which is linked to this one, and it's about Chain Analysis, a blockchain data analytics platform, which has estimated that $2 billion in cryptocurrency has been stolen from cross-chain bridges across 13 separate hacks so far. Of course, we've quoted Chain Analysis reports multiple times on different stories, and this one is also crucial because attacks on cross-chain bridges account for 69% of total funds stolen so far this year, is what they've come out with through this report. Moving on to the next story, the Instagram account of Imran Khan, former Pakistani Prime Minister and chairman of Pakistan's Tehreek-e-Insaf party, was briefly hacked on Monday. The hacker posted a promotional tweet about cryptocurrencies with a link to Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk's fake crypto account attached to his handle. This is not the first time that Twitter account or a public or a social media account of any popular politician got hacked and was linked to the crypto scammers. Moving on to the last story of this segment, Instagram's parent company Meta has rolled out digital collectibles to 100 more countries. They've announced that now more people, creators and businesses can showcase their NFTs on Instagram, and in May this year they had tested this feature with selected US creators, and now of course they've rolled out to several countries. The feature includes connecting a digital wallet, sharing digital collectibles, and automatically tagging the collector and creator. There's absolutely no fees associated with posting or sharing a digital collectible on Instagram, and the good news is this feature is also available in our country. So these were big stories of the week, and we'll be discussing one of these, which is the Solana hack in this segment. But Now I'm at the venue of the event where this hackathon is happening, and I thought I'll give you a brief introduction of what are they trying to do here. So they have received over 15,000 registrations, and all these youngsters in blockchain field are trying to find blockchain-based solutions to the problems that we face in cities. And what are these problems? So, when it comes to waste distribution or vaccine distribution, and then certificate management, digital identity, all of these processes can be simplified or empowered with blockchain. Let me also tell you, there are several states which are using blockchain when it comes to certificate distribution. The graduation certificates that we get, they can be on blockchain. And then several vaccine systems have also been using blockchain. So that's what they're trying to do here. And another good thing about this event is that you get to meet interesting personalities, and we'll be discussing the Solana hack as well in very much of detail here. And with me is Aditi Chopra. Very warm welcome. And she's from Superwomen DAO, and I keep following Superwomen DAO. I of course know about it, but if you can give a brief introduction to our viewers, and of course then we get on to the Solana hack conversation.
Got it. So I'm Aditi, founder of Superwomen DAO. Superwomen DAO is basically, DAO is an entity operating in Web3, which is a decentralized autonomous organization. We are building Superwomen to onboard more and more women into the Web3 ecosystem when it's just starting in the country right now, via education, hiring, resources, mentors, everything that a woman would need to be empowered to work, operate, build, and become a leader in this ecosystem. That's about Superwomen. Our idea here is that when Web2 really started decades ago, when starting off Amazon, Google, all of those things, women were sort of left out. Even if not left out, they became a minority in the tech ecosystem. But now when we're talking of a new revolution, a new technological revolution, the idea is that the starting line for all genders should be and can be made same. So this is what our vision, mission, and objective with Superwomen DAO is. I also run a consulting firm called Moonsart Consulting, where we consult Web2 and Web3 startups in India, Dubai, and US. So that's about me.
Okay, so now we talk about the Solana hack. Of course, I gave them a tease in the big stories of the week, but now since we have you, I want you to decode what really went wrong. It's a huge sum, and definitely these protocols are few. I mean, something like Solana, people trust a lot. What really went wrong?
No, absolutely. If you look at it, Solana is like the 9th biggest chain by market cap in all of the world. And in India, if you look at it, when it comes to knowingness and awareness in the community, Solana is one of the foremost chains that people know about, because given its strong community and the community-driven nature that it has. About the hack, what has been happening is in the past 48-72 hours, a lot of people who have their assets held into the wallets built on Solana chain, Phantom and Slope, have started seeing their money being drained out. Now, nobody really knows the reason. It's too early to say what has really happened, but there have been speculations that it's quite possible that these dApps, these wallets, decentralized apps, which are these wallets, built on this chain, they take your data for sign-in and all of that, and that could be one of the reasons where those wallets have been exposed to all of these, sleeper cells which are causing these hacks. Other reason could be the mainnet technology, but nobody at this point really knows where the breach really happened from, and I think I would refrain unless we have any solid reasons. About how people can really take care of not losing their money, what I would suggest is to be safe and move your money into colder wallets, or look at centralized exchanges temporarily. Now that's basis your personal belief, but yeah, just like a brief of.
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about those tips as well. And, when it comes to the cause of the problem, so Solana hasn't really confirmed anything yet. They say that we yet to see what the problem really is, but definitely they have claimed that it's one of their wallets which has caused this problem, and that is Slope. So Slope has come in the middle of this controversy. It has become the center point, and they've also come out with a statement where they say that yes, a cohort of Slope wallets were compromised in the breach, and in their statement they also give the audience a few tips as well, where they say, I'm reading it of their statement: create a new and unique seed phrase wallet, transfer all assets to this new wallet. We do not recommend using the same seed phrase on this new wallet that you had on Slope. So that is what they have said. They've accepted. On the other hand, Solana has also out and loud said that it's a Slope which has been compromised and not Solana platform. So what would be, let's say, 3 tips from you that you would like to give the audience?
Yeah, I mean, before I talk about the tips, I think it's quite possible that any chain has thousands of dApps built on it really. So if one of those dApps malfunction in a way that people start losing their assets or see any sort of activity, fishy activity happening, it may or may not be the platform. So at this point, there's no need to be scary of any other dApp that you might be using on Solana, except for Slope at this point and Phantom. Both of these wallets are also premier, like the foremost and most popular wallets built on Solana right now. At this point, some 7,000 wallets have been compromised and millions of money might be out there. But what people who are yet on Solana and in these wallets can do is basically move to colder wallets. Colder wallets are basically more secure wallets which may not be as accessible. Second thing, like you mentioned about the seed phrase is basically a private key. Whenever you create any wallet entity, secure entity on a decentralized chain, they give you a key which is private only to you, not even to be accessible by these platforms. So if you change this, if you do make a new wallet and change this keys, chances are that it cannot really be hacked again. Third thing is not to act upon any of those fishy airdrops that happen really. They have been a reason for quite a lot of weird activities that have happened on the blockchain in the past few months, not just Solana but a couple of other chains as well, is people clicking on the tokens and the NFTs that have been airdropped into their wallet. Several reasons out of the excitement, the interesting incentives and rewards that they come with. So that's something that people shouldn't be doing. And the third thing is education and awareness. This is not just pertaining to the Solana hack that we're seeing right now, but otherwise also. See, because Web3 is in a building phase right now. There will be some things that will go wrong and all of that. These are the foundational blocks. But what we as people in the ecosystem, invested in builders, can do is be educated about it. Like when I'm choosing to use a dApp, I'm choosing to build a wallet, understand a little bit more about what is the purpose of those things, right? I mean, of course, these are popular, credible wallets, and we are seeing them, but a lot of times people get into schemes where wallets have been very fishy, nothing has been known about them, and they have very interesting incentives. So those would be my 3 starter tips for people.
Stay away from too good to be true offers is what essentially she's trying to say. And also to just sum it up, both these platforms, whether it's Slope or Solana, they haven't really confirmed the cause of it or the root of it. But several experts point out that, Slope used to use one platform called Sentry, and that is essentially for mobile debugging purposes. People who use Slope on their mobile wallets, on their mobile apps. So for their debugging of the same platform, they use this service Sentry, which has actually caused a problem. But again, all of these are guesses, and also what experts have been pointing out. We're yet to hear from Slope or Solana for that matter on this. But thank you so very much for this conversation. And once again, on Coffee and Crypto, it's our endeavor to, have women representatives and spokespersons in every episode. That's what we try, because there's a lot happening in this tech space from women, and it's an exciting space that Super Women DAO is in. So once again, congratulations on the work you're doing.
Thank you so much for that, and for bringing women and their faces front in front of the national.
Go check out their group photo with a lot of smiling faces on Twitter. It's quite a nice picture. But thank you so very much. That's all we had on this discussion. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, welcome after the break. You're watching Coffee and Crypto. I'm Arun Singh, and I'm coming to you from Bengaluru, where we are covering Building Future Cities. That is the hackathon being organized by CoinSwitch. I have with me Parth Chaturvedi. A very warm welcome.
Thank you Arun, for having me here.
So tell me, what are you really trying to do here? Because of course I've briefed them in a segment before this. What are we doing?
So basically we're having a 24-hour hackathon where participants from around the country are coming to build smart solutions for Bengaluru city using blockchain.
Okay.
And basically supporting the Web3 economy as much as we can.
Perfect. So of course I gave you guys examples also, but just elaborate on those examples. We keep on talking about how blockchain can really transform cities and amp up the system that we already have. Just give a live example, like what can we really do?
So I can actually quote some real world startups that are actually solving these problems. So there's a startup called Drive, which is building a blockchain on blockchain based Uber, or like think of it like as a direct platform to connect with drivers. So what is going to happen is that you will be paying no commission fee. Right now you pay like some commission fee to the platform, which is Uber or Ola. With using the blockchain, you pay no commission fee. Also, you get to decide which driver you want to go with. You will see in real time like what the drivers are going to charge you. Let's say when you search right now for any cab, you basically get like Uber assigns you a driver. You don't have any say in that. But with this platform, you get the the transparency of choosing on your own.
And then there's also a lot happening in real estate sector also. How can we integrate blockchain in that?
So the best example here is tokenization of real world assets. So if I can tokenize commercial real estate, you can actually buy fractional units. So right now if I want to buy something in Koramangala, I would not be able to like afford it. But what blockchain can do it can tokenize that asset and I can buy like a small fraction of it. So that whenever I get any rental income, it will be distributed to all the token holders of that particular asset. Again, lots of use cases, lots of building to happen. Let's see what the the builders end up building.
Since you mentioned one of the locations of Bengaluru, can we do something about the traffic?
Yeah, and like the traffic is really bad. I think
Can blockchain help in that?
I think traffic management is one thing which like blockchain can help with. Like you can like have like different signals connected to it. You can have like an app which tracks traffic at different places, what route you should be taking, and all of this can be done in real time. Again, not giving it the control to Google, like users can give their inputs in terms of like what I'm seeing as a connected car, or like, again, looking into the future, like let's say if there's a connected car which can give real-time data, there's so much traffic around me, do not take this route. So that kind of solutions can also be like explored.
Right, and then you're also doing it in association with the government, which is Startup Karnataka. I mean, that looks like a huge acknowledgement of government talking about blockchain and of course trying to weave it in.
For sure, and again, live examples that are helping the government to using blockchain. A company called LegitDoc, they just issued caste certificates on blockchain. Caste certificates is a big problem in India. People use fake certificates to get like subsidies, to get positions in the government. But what this does is that it keeps it totally transparent and tamper-proof. About like 50,000 of these certificates have already been issued in Maharashtra. So I think the government will find more use cases because blockchain is just makes governance easier and it makes it more transparent.
Definitely. And then there are participants here who are also gonna win some prize money. Yep. What's that? And also if you can give us let's say a brief introduction of what they are doing or what kind of projects you're seeing.
So some of the projects we've given them themes, like traffic is also one of the themes. Okay. So like waste management is another theme, city planning is another theme. We are also giving away prizes worth 6 lakh rupees, and more than that, what you're going to get is a lot of mentorship and guidance from the judges that come to the event like later on tomorrow. Okay. And the winners also get like spotlight from us to see if we can strategically partner with them, build their startup, like help them grow further.
Interesting. So this is all about this hackathon, and now we move on to the last segment of the show, which is MCQ. A lot of our viewers really enjoy this and like this because they are heard in this segment. It's called MCQ, My Crypto Queries, where they send in their queries and our expert answers those. And today we have Path. I mean, who better than someone from CoinSwitch to answer it? Now, Rana Rohit is asking, will we be able to use Ethereum after Ethereum 2? Actually, will we be able to mine Ethereum after Ethereum 2.0? I think he's talking about the merge.
Yeah. So this is like a big debate topic right now, especially on Twitter. It's trending a lot. So Gallios Capital, they came out and said, what if there is a hard fork when the merge happens, and there's one chain that uses proof of stake and one chain that uses proof of work. Right. In that case, for proof of work, the miners would still be valuable. We have also seen Ethereum Classic, which was a previous hard fork that is not going to go on proof of stake. There also miners can shift their mining equipment to mine Ethereum Classic or ETC. Okay.
Second question, if I bought Ethereum worth 10,000 and sold it for 2,000 profit, how much tax would be deducted?
So if your capital gains tax is 2,000, you pay 30% on that 2,000 rupees.
Yeah, you don't pay it on 12,000. Yeah, you pay it only on 2,000, which is the profit. Last query, is it profitable to invest in crypto mining rather than investing in crypto as the crypto market is falling? Okay. I really like the username here, the Coffee Dada, it says.
So this is again like it cannot be applied to all crypto assets because all crypto blockchains do not use proof of work where mining is required. This only like applies to Bitcoin probably. And Bitcoin mining again, like you have to figure out electricity costs. That is the major component. Like if you want to get into mining, you have to bring down your electricity costs a lot. Again, there are industrial level miners that exist right now. So I would rather suggest that you use a Bitcoin mining pool rather than set up your own mining, equipment.
Great. Thank you so very much, Paas, for joining us for this conversation and answering all our queries. With this, we've come to an end of this show. This is Coffee and Crypto. I'm Arun Singh, and I'll see you next Friday at 6:30 p.m. Keep watching NDTV.
Crypto products and NFTs are unregulated and can be highly risky. There may be no regulatory recourse for any loss from such transactions.